Put in that word. Another one.
Hey everybody, how you doing? Welcome to the Fantasy Typhoon Studios. I'm your host, the Fantasy Typhoon. Welcome to my home. Come on in. Make sure you smash that subscribe button. Make sure you like, you comment on what you want to see me do. The next video I'll be doing, the young man commented during my Nicole Hardman video, Unlocked. If you haven't seen the series Unlocked that I've been doing, I've been going over all the second year players, kind of letting you know whether they're ballers or not, whether it's a solid hold or whether, hey, just go ahead and get the guy off your roster now and thank me, do it now and thank me later. That type of thing. You know, you don't want to hold that person on your roster. Later on down the road, you're going to end up dropping them anyway. You know, get that vision out your head. Get that dream, shift that dream to more into reality. Come out of fantasy. Come on into the real world. But once again, I'm the Fantasy Typhoon. Thank you for your support, first of all. I just want to touch base with you for a little bit here. I just want to kind of just go over just a tip that just came to my mind. Just like, you know what, let me just go in the studio right quick. Let me just lay this one down. And this one is, well, first let me tell you about this draft I had today. And that'll lead into it, hopefully. Hopefully I don't get sidetracked because I have a lot in my mind that I need to dump. And like I said, I'll be doing that video talking about ballers, going in depth in what a baller is to the young man. I said I would do it and forgot about it, and he reminded me. So I'll do it, and I'll give you all the credit for it. Also, I'm thinking about raising a platform once I get to 1,000 followers. I think I might not only lock it there, but if you become one of the first 1,000 to help me get to that 1,000 platform, you become that first 1,000. I will call it my base. I think I'll do special videos and just make them to subscribers only. I figure out a way to do it where you get special content coming straight to you that other folks don't. That's not available to the public. I'll figure it out. Now, I'm in this league, man. There's some heavy hitters in this league. Either they're former football players or they're former guys who worked at the NFL office in New York or California, or they're former folks that were high up in at an NFL organization. So these guys know the ins and outs. These guys, I'm telling you, drafting with these guys is such a fun because they yank players. If you saw this draft, how early some of these folks are going and how late some of these folks are going, you would be like, what? They don't know what they're doing. But at the end of the day, these guys got so much information that we're not privy to. It's a shame. For instance, let me just give you one little example here. With these guys in this league. All right, let's say Adam Schefter at about 4 o'clock, right? 4 o'clock p.m. Let's say Adam Schefter tweets out, Saquon Barkley has hurt his thigh in practice, is bruised, they're running an MRI, and he's out for the next 6 weeks. So that automatically means Wayne Gallman is getting ready to be the dude, right? All right, so this is what happened to me. About 4:01, because when the news hit on my phone, I saw it come up. Boom, I'm right at my computer. So I went right on the computer, pulled up my fantasy league in about 30 seconds. And about a minute time, about 4:01, I'm already in the pickup line. Where's Gallman? Where the heck is Gallman? Then I pull out, and then you just happen to look at the league transaction. Wayne Gallman's been picked up 4 hours ago. Dude already picked up Wayne Gallman 4 hours ago. That's what I'm talking about. They got information. They call the coaches. They talk to these folks. They know what's going down, but they can't tell me. So in other words, I just kind of sit back and watch the transactions that they do. Oh, okay. Well, something must be going on now, because evidently something happened. And which brings me to my tip. Now, I'm talking to my Dynasty folks for a minute. Dynasty, the worst thing you can do in Dynasty, and the best thing you can do, well, the best thing you can do in Dynasty is not have rankings. I'll give you rankings. If I can't give them to you, then a lot of folks on social media will be glad to give you their Dynasty rankings. It's not a trade calculator or a trade app. That's not what you need. I'll help you with your trades, or a lot of folks on social media help you with your trades. If you need your roster critiqued, I'll critique your roster. Tons of folks on social media help you critique your roster. You need to do a start sit. I'll help you with start sits. I'll be glad to. I'll be glad to be your mentor. I'll hold you by your hand and show you how to do it. Right? I'll reveal my secrets to you. And if not me, then tons of folks on social media that'll help you with start sits. You know, waivers. You need help with waivers? I'll be glad to help you with waivers. I'll show you tips and tricks with waivers. If you don't like what I say, then boom. Tons of folks on social media that'll help you with your waivers. You see what I'm trying to say? Those things are not what you need to worry about. Not knowing what to do, in other words, is not the main thing in Dynasty. The main thing in Dynasty is having a plan. A plan is the number one thing in Dynasty that you need, folks, is a plan. I've set out like 220 plans, little plans to help you in your redrafts and Dynasty leagues. They all have a attractive name to them, and I don't want to release them, to the public, because folks, other writers see it, take it, and they bring it out. Since I'm not as high as I should be on the totem pole, they take my ideas, put them into their articles, or put them on their social media. They get all the credit for it when they took it from me. Now, not all my stuff, but it's kind of, in other words, I'm saying I'm kind of leery on giving my stuff out, because I don't. If when the mainstream takes it, hey, you know what? I got this from TYPHOON. If you would do that, then that would help elevate me and elevate you. But unfortunately, that's not happening. A lot of my stuff gets taken. Not all of it, but a lot of my stuff gets taken. But anyway, I have one plan. I was just sitting there going through, because, it's roster cut down time. I call it the build up. I'm pretty sure some of you probably already doing it, but you don't realize what you're doing. What you're doing is have a plan. Now, let's say if you got Ezekiel Elliott, you should have a plan for Ezekiel Elliott. How long you getting ready to keep him? When you need to come back and reconvene. You know what I'm saying? If you're looking at him, okay, something's happening with Zeke. Like last year, he didn't perform. He left a lot on the field. He came in overweight, and he just never hit that Zeke form that we so accustomed to. Zeke wasn't Zeke last year. My folks who watch film, you know this. Dallas Cowboy fans, you know this. He still produced. That won't Zeke. That won't my Zeke. No, it was not. But anyway, have a plan for every player on your roster. Have a plan for them. All right. For instance, the build up. This is my plan. All right. In one of my Dynasty leagues, right? The plan, the build up is to don't drop nobody. Everybody needs to be sold or wrapped up in a trade offer. You see what I'm saying? That's what I mean by the build up. All right, let's say, for instance, today, cutting down the roster, I'm about to drop Josh Gordon, and I just picked up the Ozigbo. I just picked up that Divine Ozigbo guy. I put all my waiver dollars in on him. Now, wait a minute. When I say all my waiver dollars, I don't mean all my waiver dollars for the season. I mean all my off season. We get $1,000 off season and $1,000. We get ready to be renewed $1,000 Sunday. So I was about to lose it. This was the last waivers of the off season. Ran on Wednesday before Thursday the actual game start, and then then Wednesday when waivers run next Wednesday, they'll be first come. The waivers are running, and we got first come first serve until first game 1:00 Sunday, which is your regular waivers. So I'll replenish another $1,000 is what I'm saying. So I'm about to drop. So I picked up Ozigbo for the simple fact on the 7-day turnaround. That's another term I use. I'm sorry, the 7-day cash in. I got to cash him in because I'm not keeping him. I just picked him up. Let me see if I can do, because we can't sell our waiver dollars. So, and losing all my waiver dollars, I got to do something with it. So let me just pick up Ozigbo. I went all in on Ozigbo and I did it early. So I have first priority, and boom, I'm awarded Ozigbo. And I had already picked up Josh Gordon off waivers. I'm not keeping Josh Gordon. I'm not keeping Ozigbo. Those were 2 cuts, right? So boom. Remember the buildup. This is what I'm talking about. The plan, the buildup. So when I got Ozigbo, I had a plan. 7-day cash out. And when I picked up Josh Gordon, I'm not keeping him. He has to be sold before the end of the. Luckily earlier today, the blurb came out that he hasn't been reinstated, but the Seahawks signed him to a contract. So that helped a lot. So now he has a home. I went to the Seattle Homer. Hey man, you got interest in Josh Gordon. He didn't give me the response I wanted. So I'm shopping. Everybody in the league I shop because I'm not dropping him. I'm doing the build up. I have a plan. So when you have a plan, you know where you're going, you know what you're doing, because most folks play Dynasty like that little boat out in the middle of the river, just floating around, rudderless. You don't know what you're doing. You just out there in the middle of the ocean, just floating. You just playing it by ear. You just letting the wind blow. No, have a plan. All right, so I smashed. I'm just trying to get rid of them. So I smashed Ozigbo and I smashed Josh Gordon together. Send it out to an owner. Hey man, let me get Jerick McKinnon. About 5 minutes later, bam, he hit yes. So in other words, 2 folks I'm getting ready to drop turned it into Jerick McKinnon. So now Jerick McKinnon is on the roster. Once he shows out, so in other words, I'm coming up from capital, the build up. I'm building up. So in other words, so when Jerick McKinnon does something, then now the plan for Jerick McKinnon is to sell him by week 8 or week 9, or I may keep him, may do the 2-way go. I got a 2-way go, and I have a decision I had to make. So that's the plan for McKinnon now. Now the real build up is this: never drop a player. So what I'm saying is, let's say you got Tyler Eifert. Sell him for a third. Let's say you got David Njoku. He's a first round pick. You know he's going to be in the open market next year. He's a first round pick. So he's going to get that's preferential treatment for draft capital, no matter where he goes. That's real. So he's going to get preferential treatment for the simple fact that, Cleveland didn't know how to use him. I do. I get the most out of Njoku. So you can either wait or you can go ahead and sell him. So I'm selling Njoku too, but not now. But before the year's over, I'm selling Njoku. I'll get a third. All right, let's say McKinnon. Sell him for a second. So in other words, let's say somebody on the wire is Rockwell Armstead. Let's say Rockwell Armstead is on the wire. This time next week, I pick up Rockwell. Sell him for a third. Let's say Mike Boone is on the wire. Pick him up. Dalvin Cook goes down or doesn't report week 1. Alexander Mattins is at the top. Mike Boone is second. Sell him for a third. You see the thing? Sell him for a third. In other words, my goal is to get 8 thirds by the end of the year. I want 8 thirds. Then, right after the season is over, after the Super Bowl, start checking back in, probably around not right before the combine, probably around right around Senior Bowl. I'll take 3 of those thirds, trade them for a second. Then I'll take the other 3 because you got 6. I'm sorry, you got 8. You take 4 thirds. You take 3 thirds, trade them for a second. You take the other 3 thirds, trade it for another second. Now you got 2 seconds and 2 thirds left. Then you take those 2 seconds and those 2 thirds and you trade it in, you get your late 1. Been doing it every year. I know folks see it. They're not paying attention. They don't understand what I'm doing. I know they see it, but it's not registering. I'm doing the build up. So in other words, that's an extra first round pick every year. This year it turned into Henry Ruggs for free. From waiver wire working, you got to work. I liken it to, let's say, that homeless guy or the guy you see out there collecting cans. He knows how many cans he needs. He knows the weight of those cans he needs before he can take them to the refinery or whatever. Drop them off, get them weighed. They give him that certain amount of money that he knows that he can go buy so much liquor or whatever. You see what I'm trying to say? He has a plan. He's working a plan. That's what I'm trying to get you to do. I have 220 plans to work. That's just one of them. I call it the build up. You're probably already doing it, but now you kind of know what you're doing. When you're picking up Mike Boone, now you understand what he's there for. So you won't drop him as quick or you won't fade out as quick because now I got Mike Boone on the roster. He's here for a reason. I got to trade him out, get me at least a third. You can get a fourth. You can do fourth too. But thirds is what I usually like, and I get 8 thirds by the end of every year. I have 8 thirds. Now, with that being said, let me go back to the guys I draft with, these savages. All right. Jerick McKinnon, I did the Jerick McKinnon trade earlier today. We just drafted later on this afternoon. About 8 o'clock, we started our draft. So I'm sitting there with these guys. Like I told you, they got information. Dude takes Jerick McKinnon earlier than what anybody on social media. He took him early enough. Are you out your mind taking McKinnon that early? Dude took him. They don't care. They care less about anything anybody say, whatever. These guys are savages, man. They know. They got information on what they're doing. They know what they're doing. They're not just, well, let me just do this just to be doing this, or let me do this to be cute. No, they're doing it. There's something behind it. So evidently, they must have talked to some coach with the 49ers and got some lowdown information on, well, yeah, we getting ready to burn McKinnon up this year. Now, if you think about it, Jerick McKinnon was the apple of Shanahan's eye. Now, I could be reading into it totally wrong. I don't know. When these guys do stuff, you don't ask questions. You know what I'm saying? You see it. You don't ask these guys no questions. Just shut up and do it. I'll say this right here and I'm gone. One year, one guy did send a text out. Hey, you remember when Odell Beckham was hurt? Right before he came back. I think it was out like 6 weeks or something. I can't remember exactly when. He was out like 6 weeks. He had a hamstring or something. And, they were frustrated. They couldn't get him on the field. Right the week before he came back, he sent a text out. Get Odell Beckham. He was a rookie. Get Odell Beckham. He is about to burn it up. You don't ask no questions. These guys, they don't ask no questions. You just go get Odell Beckham. So I'm in one of my leagues. I'm running at about what? I'm running at about what I want to say. I'm running at about what, 2? I'm at about 2-5. I'm losing by about 10, 15 points a week. I'm close. I'm like, God. I'm on my way out the playoffs. Dude sent a text out. I happen to go in that league, just happened to look. I guess guy was holding Odell Beckham long. He drafted him. I guess he was holding Odell Beckham so long that he had just dropped him. Excuse me, just dropped him like a week before. So Odell Beckham was sitting on the wire. I went and scooped him up. Plugged Odell Beckham into my lineup. Never lost again. Went all the way and won the league. Once I picked up Odell Beckham, I didn't lose again. All the way through to the championship. So all I'm saying is, man, you see how information is king. But yeah, the build up. I just wanted just a piece of the plan. Every person on your roster you should have a plan for. Like N'Keal Harry. Your plan should have been 2 years. N'Keal, I'm giving you 2 years. We'll reconvene like last year. We'll reconvene this year and let's see where we are. Me, I would have sold him last year because what's the thing he can't do? Is on his back that he's not seemed to be having success with at the NFL level because defensive backs, and the DBs, just a little bit too fast, a little bit too strong, a little bit out of his league right now. He's out of his league. So what he needs to do, separation. There's nothing better on a person than knowing what the problem is. And you stick with Typhoon. Now, I not only tell you what to do or give you recommendations on what to do. Now, remember, when I'm just giving you recommendations, all I want is the light bulb to go off in your head. And then you take it and create something else with it. I just want to get your creative juices flowing. You see what I'm saying? So the build up, I just want you to be like, Typhoon, I might not really like doing the build up. I might take it and do something else. Maybe I might do 4/3. Or I don't care what just as long as the light bulb went off to where you're like, you know what, Typhoon, okay. I won't do it like you said it. I'll take it and mold it and flip it and do it my way. Right? So N'Keal Harry. We're talking about N'Keal Harry. The plan was to be for 2 years. I would have sold him though already. He'd have been gone. Now, like I was saying, there's nothing better than to have a player on your roster and you know what the problem is. We know the problem is separation, right? So all you have to do now, sit back and watch 2 or 3 New England Patriots games. Don't worry about how many targets he get. Don't worry about how many route runnings he gets. Don't worry about how many red zone touches he gets. Don't worry about none of that because all of that is irrelevant if he can't separate. If he can't separate, he can't ball. So all you have to do now is on N'Keal Harry, just watch. All you need is about 5 games. All right, he can't do it. You see it. Now it's time to get him off your roster before they see it. Remember, fantasy is all about who sees the uptick first or who sees the demise first and act on it. That's what Dynasty is. Who sees the uptick first? This dude getting ready to take off. Who sees it and is right and moves on it faster than your league mates? That's the guy that's going to win the league. That's the guy that's going to win the trade. If you see that guy, that's not it. He's coming down. Get out. Get out. The guy who gets out and leave you hanging with the bag, who's selling rocks, that's the guy who's going to win the league. I'm here to help you do that. Now, we can bounce stuff off each other. I'm not only one dishing out information. I'm here. It's a two-way street. Talk back to me. Teach me. I'm here to learn. I'm here to learn too. You know what I mean? I'm trying to build a community. When I get this thing going, it's going to be a lot of nuggets flowing. I got a show I'm coming up with called Nuggetville. I'm just going to sit back like I used to do when I first started this over 12 years ago. When I first started, I used to watch the games before I would speak. And then I knew what to hit you with. Boom. All right, this is this. This player here is doing this. Now for him, before you pick him up, make sure you put him on your watch list. But this is what you're looking for. That way I help teach you. That way you take these nuggets. You can do it. I don't try to. That's one thing, my mentor taught me. I'm not trying to get you to keep coming back to me. You stick with me for about a year. Let me mentor you. You come in on this channel here and get these nuggets and get these ideas and get these secrets and tips. Put them in your toolbox and you start administering them to them. Next thing you know, you an expert. Or you making moves better than experts. You see what I'm trying to say? Working together. I'm not trying to give you fish. I'm trying to teach you how to fish. Make sure you smash subscribe. Make sure you give me a comment here. Fantasy Typhoon, the Fantasy Typhoon Studios. Let's go. I'll be back Sunday with the Baller episode.